Welcome to Another Day Above Ground, a show for, by, and about baby boomers. It's the podcast for people who have no idea how to download a podcast. And now, here's your host, Dale Irvin.
Welcome back, baby boomers, to the show that's made just for you, Another Day Above Ground. And we've got a great show lined up for you today. This is, we're just past Thanksgiving, and hopefully you're all done digesting and eating leftovers and ready for something new, because we have it for you today. But before we start, let me introduce my partners on this show. First of all, from Denver, Colorado, please welcome Carolyn Strauss.
Hey, so it has been the latest snowfall ever recorded in Colorado. We just recently got our first flakes. We're supposed to get snow like before Halloween, and it's way past Thanksgiving, and we had no snow.
No, I disagree on that, Carolyn. You've had flakes in Colorado for years.
Yeah. It's global warming. Blame Al Gore for it.
No, it's the pot law.
They're picking up the snowflakes off the drive with a soda straw.
And people are hypersensitive here. So, yeah, I agree with you. Flakes everywhere.
And, of course, we couldn't do this show without the Aristotle of comedy from Indiana. Please welcome Mr. Tim Slagle.
New poll numbers out for Joe Biden apparently slipped to a new low. Could possibly be the lowest poll numbers ever, right in between Britney Spears' dad and root canal.
Ooh, above the Tiger King? Wow.
Did you hear that they're coming out with a season 2 of Tiger King?
Yeah, it is.
Why?
I'm going to start watching it today.
You are not.
Sure I am.
I'm not letting you.
You have no say in the matter, young lady. I am going to watch the Tiger King, and I'm going to like it because he's a character.
He's in prison.
To answer your question, why, we all know what the Tiger King is. You can't. That kind of popularity doesn't happen a lot.
Exactly.
So of course there's going to be 2. There's going to be 3. I predict there's going to be 4 before people finally are sick of it.
Hey, there you go. There you go. And that turns into our special guest today, who will be around probably forever. David Glickman is here today, and he's been a speaker and entertainer for 20 years, which is, that's a lifetime in the entertainment business. And he's presented over 2,000 speeches and shows. He's worked with Steve Martin. He parked his car in valet, and he's been the opening act for Ellen DeGeneres, even performed at Gloria Estefan's birthday party. He helped to serve the cake. And David has made several national television appearances, is a member, as I am, in the Professional Speaker Hall of Fame. He is here with us today because it's our ongoing series on holidays, and the next holiday that we have is Hanukkah. And David knows about that. So, David Glickman, welcome to Another Day Above Ground.
Well, thank you, Dale. Yes, Hanukkah, it's exciting. Can you feel the excitement in the air right now?
No, I haven't tried to feel the excitement of Hanukkah. The only time Hanukkah's exciting is when it shows up on Christmas.
That's true. Yeah. You get twice for your money there, but no, not this year. Although it's almost a Thanksgiving-a. I can't pronounce it, when Thanksgiving and Hanukkah fall on the same day, but that did not happen this year. But it's very close, very
wow.
close.
Wow.
Well, that makes sense because the turkey lasts for 10 days.
There you go.
If it's freeze-dried correctly, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Now, David, you're joining us because you are a speaker and entertainer, but you're also of the Jewish persuasion. I don't know who persuaded you, but that's what you are.
Only because I had some operation done when I was 8 days old. They did something I don't recall, and they said, congratulations.
Probably a good thing you don't recall.
Yeah, but I'm going to guess almost every man on this podcast had the same operation. So
I've had 3 of them.
And
they offer it now with a colon.
That's why kosher law prohibits eating calamari.
Whoa, I like that one. So, David, explain to us exactly what Hanukkah is for those of us who grew up eating white bread.
Well, Hanukkah it's a very minor holiday. It grew out of the Jews feeling very unworthy during December. Everybody else was having fun and getting presents, and this very minor holiday became this big deal where the historical part is basically Jewish history is they attacked us, we won, let's eat. I mean, that's pretty much what Judaism is. So, without getting too much into the historical weeds, there was a miracle of oil only lasting one day in a synagogue that was being attacked, and it actually ended up, a miracle happened, the oil lasted for 8 days. So because of that miracle, we celebrate this holiday in December so that we can feel part of the December festivities.
So it's the Tesla of holidays.
Yeah. Yes.
The oil was running out, but then it lasted 8 days. So you're basically celebrating a heck of a value. And
yes,
I think
which explains a lot.
Yes. I think Elon Musk, I think the Tesla of holidays is a good example too, and it is a value, Dale. You're absolutely correct on that. So
being a comedian, I've often celebrated keeping the lights being kept on for another week.
But Tim, as you know, comedians also, when we see the light in the back of the room, that's not a good thing. That means they're telling us, get off the stage. We've heard enough.
We've had your 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So, David, in addition to being a speaker and a comic, you're also a musician, and I would like to know how you are getting ready for Hanukkah. What is your preparation? Or what are your preparations?
I love music, and you know, I have Sirius radio in the car, and I think there's now 17 channels for Christmas. Maybe there's 27 channels for Christmas music, and which is great. I love it, but there is not one single music channel for Hanukkah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, you're right, Carolyn. And the Hanukkah music is not as beautiful as the Christmas music. Christmas music is melodic, it's glorious, but maybe for those of us who celebrate Hanukkah, we can combine the two. We can take Christmas songs, give them a Hanukkah flair. Everybody will be happy. It would be like, Mo Tannenbaum, Miami Beach is where he's from. Rudy, our next door neighbor, had a very Jewish nose, but just like Barbara Streisand, he's proud of the way it grows. Felice Nadelbaum, Felice Nadelbaum, Felice Nadelbaum, her husband Irving, their son named Saul. Schwartz, Lee, and Bowman were a law firm in my town. Had a specialty in injury, they were really quite profound. I eat Chinese tonight on Christmas, 'cause it's the only place to go. We wish we were Murray Lipschitz. We wish we were Murray Lipschitz. We wish we were Murray Lipschitz. He had such a great year. So that would work. That would be combining Hanukkah and Christmas. It would be fun.
As long as there's no klezmer music in there.
No. I'm sorry, I'm breaking into a klezmer tune.
So what do you like about it? What do you like about Hanukkah?
Well, Hanukkah, it's just so much fun, and especially a lot of my friends who don't celebrate Hanukkah will come to me and ask me questions about it. The challenge is that if I know the answer, you know, I'll tell them, but oftentimes I don't know the answer, so instead of saying, you know, I don't know, I just make something up. You know, like you might ask me, you know, hey David, what's the significance of the Dreidel at Hanukkah? What does that even mean? And I'll say, well, and I'm making something up. Well, Hanukkah is one of our top holidays, and a Dreidel is a top So you see at the top, and we spin the dreidel, which of course signifies the spin cycle of a washing machine, which represents the tears that the Jews have shed for centuries. So this is what I like about Hanukkah, just making this stuff up.
We have a similar tradition in my family at Christmas time. We don't have a dreidel, but we've still got the battling tops, which were kind of cool. And everybody pulls their string and see who wins, and that means a lot to us.
So it's kind of like Middle East dreidels.
My favorite part about Hanukkah growing up, because I grew up in a mixed neighborhood, so we had Hanukkah bushes and Christmas trees and menorahs and all kinds of, elves and Hanukkah Harry. We had everybody on the shelf when I was little.
Who is Hanukkah Harry?
Hanukkah Harry?
Is he from Friends? Was that Friends?
Yes.
Yeah, or was that the Hanukkah armadillo?
That was the Hanukkah armadillo. Right. But Hanukkah Harry, it's like a new toy. Like it's the elf on the shelf for Jewish kids.
Yeah.
And Hanukkah Harry, you can buy it. You can buy him at Bed Bath & Beyond. But my favorite part of Hanukkah was always the latkes. It was the only time my mother ever fried anything. Was when she would make potato latkes, because they're, potato pancakes. They're amazing.
And they're fried in oil. So I'm guessing that ties into the whole oil thing.
Very good. Dale, you are such a quick learner.
I'm surprised McDonald's doesn't celebrate Hanukkah. They don't change that French fry oil except once every 8 days.
They do. If you take the hash browns and make them round, you got latkes.
Speaking of oil, Hanukkah Harry sounds kind of greasy.
He is also with the Tiger King. He's hanging out with the Tiger King too. I think
he's the Tiger King's attorney.
Right. Your Honor, I represent Mr. Joe Exotic here, but first we need to light this menorah. Give me a moment.
And see, that's another thing that we have in common, is that you have 9 candles in a menorah, all total, right? 8 plus 1. Okay. And in Christianity, we have an Advent, which is 5 candles in a wreath, 4 plus 1. And ours lasts for 4 weeks. You guys got to be done in 8 days. But just, there's a whole candle thing there.
And a chocolate thing, too. You guys have, like, chocolate countdown to Christmas. There's the chocolate countdown to Christmas. You guys have that, right?
In the Advent calendar. You don't know this, Dale? You open
up
the Advent.
I know. I never heard it called the chocolate countdown to Christmas.
Well,
I've heard it called the Advent calendar.
I think I saw that on one of my cable channels, but it was not what you're describing at all.
It's not celebrated in every neighborhood,
right.
But it's. So, and now you live in Florida, which is really, isn't that where all of your people have to live eventually?
Eventually, that is. There's some new statutes up in the Northeast, but Florida's great. Florida is old people and their parents. It's it's just. I'm sorry, that is a stock joke of circa 1984, and I think I have to do that joke when I mention Florida.
Yeah, but you didn't have to tell our audience that.
I know.
You didn't have to tell me and Tim that, because we're going to be doing it now, too.
We knew that. We were going to let you have it.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Carolyn, I don't know if you'd heard that joke before, but it's...
See?
I had not, but I like it.
Yes. No, but Florida's great. For baby boomers, your audience. I'm a baby boomer. We flock to Florida. We have prescription drugs here that are just much cheaper than the rest of the country because it's volume. It's volume here. And most of this pharmaceutical advertising is geared for the boomers, right? Almost every commercial I'm seeing is geared for baby boomers. I think they should use baby boomer music to sell these drugs. Like Propecia, you're growing my hair so people won't stare at me, baby. Oh, Propecia, I'm down on my knees. I'm begging you, please, won't you grow? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And for frequent urinary problems, hold hold it, hold it. You should have gone before is what you're scolded. Scolded. Cross your legs, jump up and down. Just hold it, hold it. Or get some Flomax, that'll do the trick. Viagra, whoa, whoa. Viagra. No one will know unless you tell them so. It's magic, almost like a trick. The things it'll do to your difficulty. Okay, all right. Listen, man, I don't know who's listening here.
To make it grow like Propecia.
Yeah.
You know what happens when you give a lawyer Viagra? He gets taller.
But then, I mean, you know, we're all boomers here. You see these commercials, and then the insurance companies. Anybody in your audience who's now over 65, they're hearing these Medicare commercials, and for Part D, it's like at the copay Humana, we've got more drugs than Carlos Santana. At the copay Humana, there's no need to be wary of our formulary. At the copay, our drugs you'll love. So that's the great thing about being in Florida and a boomer. We're just inundated with all of this medical advertising. It's great. It really is.
That, but it's still old people. What do? They live longer down there? Do they keep better or?
No, it just seems that way.
Yeah, have you ever visited an old person in Florida? My God, an afternoon lasts 3 weeks. Yeah. It is just...
I actually, when I was first starting my career, I worked what's called the condo circuit. These are condominiums, these senior, large buildings, and they'd bring in an entertainer, and I would do these, and I was the youngest person probably to ever set foot in there. And the showtime, let's say, would be 7 p.m. That's a late show for them. So 7 p.m. I'd show up at 6. It's an hour early for an entertainer. You're late. Okay, whatever.
You don't still do any of that, do you?
No. And until I move into one.
I was going to say you're getting closer to being a resident.
Right.
Then you're going to be performing on amateur night there at the condo talent show.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you were going to ask
our
a
next
question, David.
Was I? I probably was. I was probably going to ask about if any of the three of you have been to Florida. Do you get down there at all?
My mother lives in Boca. I can't, Mom lives in Boca. I was thinking we should get you booked into her clubhouse. It would be so fun, but I'm not doing that to you.
I spent 6 years on cruise ships, so I saw about as much of Miami and Fort Lauderdale as I ever want to see.
I actually did last Christmas in Florida, because it was the only place where we could celebrate without masks.
Right. Florida plays a little different than most of the country.
Well, I have to go down there next week, so what's the situation? Because I don't mind wearing a mask.
Wear a hazmat suit if you can put that in your overhead compartment.
I got one. I got one.
Yeah, because pretty much no one's really paying attention to what's going on. It's just it's a lot of hype and hoopla. So,
wow.
But when you come down, though, at least the Florida restaurants are great. I mean, I mentioned the shows at 7 p.m. And Carolyn, you know this, if your mother's in Boca, a restaurant is not a good restaurant until it's got one of these. Early bird, the state bird of Florida. Early bird, when we see one we yell hurrah. It's 4 to 6:30, the menu is dirty, but you will feel alive for just $5.95. This is such a deal. If you call this a meal, I'm sending it back. Early bird, they barely filled up the bowls. Early bird, so I'm taking home all the rolls. That's a good restaurant.
And the sweet and low off of the table. You got to order the coffee and then take the sweet and low home with you. Because, hey, they give it to you. You might as well take it.
And the jellies.
Carolyn,
and the jellies. You know.
And the jellies.
Too. That, taking the sweet and low, that's called Jewish freebasing. That's exactly what.
So, what was I going to ask you? I have no idea. But any special? What about the? We talked about the foods. We talked about the candles. The candles came in different colors. Is that supposed to some kind of deal, or is that just a decorating thing?
We could make up an answer. I could tell you yes.
Please
and
do.
Those who disrespect the colors of the candles really just are not woke enough. But no, the candles colors mean nothing.
They do. They reflect the diversity of the people, of Hanukkah, of all of the. You know, there are Jews from Africa and from the Middle East and from Florida. So the different colors represent the diversity of the Jewish people.
See, now I have learned something today. I did not know that.
I dare you to tell that to somebody.
So you got the orange Jews, the grape Jews, the tomato Jews. I'm assuming.
No. You've got the tan Jews and the ones that just moved here.
Now, do you give presents at Hanukkah? Does everybody get presents? Do you get 8 presents? What's the deal?
You get 8 presents, but that could be from IKEA, where it's just really one item. And we are not really good at assembling things. So the 8 items from IKEA, then we have to hire someone to help us. So it's a step backwards, actually.
There was apparently one Jew who was a carpenter, but that just didn't translate, so it stopped.
Was that Bob Villa?
Bob Viaberg.
But that's celebrating thrift right there. You get on the first day you get the gift from IKEA. On the second day you get the instructions. On the third day you get the tools. On the fourth day,
and the fourth day you get the Swedish meatballs.
Right. Then you get the indigestion, and you need another prescription, which again is readily available. Yeah, speaking of the prescriptions that so many in our baby boomer audience take, you know how if you're on medications, you get that circular, the sheet that lists all of these side effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's scarier than the medication. I think it would be much more fun to just sing, what the side effects potentially could be. I think that'd be a lot more fun. It would be, it'd be a lot less stressful because it'd be a super list of side effects. A super list of side effects. You'd feel a lot better with this super list of side effects from your brand new prescription rather than a written sheet will sing you the description. Hopefully this won't scare you and then give you a conniption. Super list of side effects from your brand new prescription. This drug may cause drowsiness, skin rash, or palpitation, diarrhea, kidney failure, and hallucination, dry mouth and insomnia, fatigue and constipation, dizziness and stomach aches and increased urination, vomiting and hot flashes, bad short-term recollection, nausea and blurred vision that seems like it needs correction, increased thirst and muscle stiffness and sinus infection, weight loss and blood pressure that head in the wrong direction, seizures and confusion and loose stools and salivation, allergic reaction and perhaps your expiration. But despite these side effects, no need for hesitation. Your doctor still thinks that it's fine to take this medication. So that would make it a lot better.
I'm listening. I'm wondering. I wonder if he's going to fit loose stools in there.
And there it was.
And he did. That's my biggest fear, man. I don't want loose stools. I'm sorry.
Well, that's because you put it together wrong.
Hence the IKEA instructions.
There
Tim.
you go.
See, it all comes back to that.
Do you guys have any questions for David?
I noticed recently I was watching an episode of Bewitched, and have you ever noticed that it looks like they have a menorah in their entryway? Have you?
I've
underneath
never noticed
the mirror where Uncle Arthur used to appear out of.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I always wondered, was Darren? Because they always
Eric's
seem
not a very.
I mean, the
Jewish
second one.
name.
I mean, about midway through the series, and Dora obviously turned Darren into a wasp, but.
And he kept walking towards the light.
So at Christmas, all of the Christmas kids used to write letters to Santa. Who did Jewish kids write letters to?
Our attorneys. Usually our attorneys. Yeah. We were negotiating what the gift allotment would be for that year in most cases.
Let's pass them on to Hanukkah, Harry.
Who gets them notarized.
Yeah. Well, do any of you have the elf on a shelf? Do any of you have that for Christmas?
No, I got the whore in the drawer, but that was about it. Yeah, it's a Barbie gone bad.
That takes 2 D cells.
I have the mensch on a bench. That's a different thing.
There you go.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing. Yeah.
Well, I should hope all of these are real things. I hope you're not lying to us. So is there anything, first of all, the thing I like about Thanksgiving and not about the rest of the holidays is, do you wish Happy Hanukkah to somebody if you don't know they're Jewish or not? Do you wish Merry Christmas because they might be offended if they're, if they are Jewish? You can't wish anybody a Happy Thanksgiving, or you can wish everybody a Happy Thanksgiving. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyhow, but do you wish somebody Happy Hanukkah? And if so, how do you pronounce it?
You do wish them Happy Hanukkah. You pronounce it with a lot of phlegm. There are some courses you can take, some YouTube videos that actually will help you with
Learn
the
Flemish.
phlegm.
I've seen that.
The older you get, the easier it is to pronounce.
It's just clearing your throat at some point.
Yeah.
I always wish people a very dark solstice.
Oh, there you go. That's my favorite day is the winter solstice, because from then on the days get longer.
Yep.
So there you have it.
My thing is wishing everybody a happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa
Somebody
covers
stayed
all
up
the
late
bases.
writing that.
But that's too long for a tweet. It would run out, I'd have too many characters then.
Yeah,
so.
or a holiday card, it's way. Anyhow, David, thank you so very much for being with us, for enlightening us with about Hanukkah. By any chance, would you have a song that you'd like to go out on? Or first of all, tell people where they can get in touch with you and possibly pick up some of your music.
Sure. Well, my main website is davidglickman.com, because I'm typically doing keynotes, mostly in the healthcare arena. But I have another website, jewishcomedian.com, for that other side. I really do. That's not a joke. jewishcomedian.com. And
how many guys are on there?
Find me.
All of them.
Jackie Mason's gone, so there's David who's left.
Well, I've got jewishcomedian.com until someone offers me good money for that domain, and then I have over 100 domains, probably like all of you do. So whatever people will offer,
Dale and Tim are the master of their domain often, so it's all good.
So a song to go out on. How about this? Dale, I think you alluded to this, that the Jewish males, when they are born, they have a circumcision that is celebratory. And in the Jewish religion, the person who does that is called a moil. It's a strange word. It's a Jewish word. I don't know what it translates to. It's cutter of the knife, or whatever it is. But I once met my moil. He lived in South Florida. He was a very old man. I had no idea what to say to him, so I sang him a song. I went, 1 inch 2, think I'll sue. He left me with way too few. Has anybody seen my moil? I'm ashamed, he's to blame. Lorena Bobbitt was more tame. Has anybody seen my moil? You know, he tries real hard, but he's bad. His career's through. Did some research and found out Benny Hanna's fired him too. Well, he still gets work. What a life. Uses an old pocket knife. Has anybody seen my moil?
That's perfect. David Glickman, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest here on Another Day Above Ground, and we hope to have you back for the next big holiday that you have songs for.
Passover. We'll see you in the spring.
I might pass over that one.
That being said, Carolyn, do you have any final words?
Happy Hanukkah, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, everybody. Go shopping.
Yeah, Google that. Tim, how about you?
Hey, check out my Dry Bar special, Team Mammal, on Dry Bar Comedy. You can download the Dry Bar Plus app, put in password Tim Slagle, one word, no caps, and watch it a month for free. You can enjoy it, and then cancel.
So you can watch Tim every day for a month.
Yeah,
and then you'll really get to know him. And then if you'd like to laugh every Friday, please sign up for my Friday Funnies. You can read it or you can watch the video, and it's on daleirvin.com. And just sign up. It's free, too. Also, that's it. So we thank you for being with us for another week. We ask you to please pass this along. Get your neighbors, your baby boomer friends all to subscribe to this so that we can touch every baby boomer out there, because we're losing them every day. So that being said, go out and enjoy the rest of today, because it is another day above ground.
And that's it for Another Day Above Ground. For Dale, Tim, and Carolyn, I'm Farad Muhammad. Thanks for listening.